Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about red flags in relationships and what to look out for. Welcome to another edition of Bedhead Diaries with your hostess cakes, Heather and David.
Hostess cakes? What? I'm not a Twinkie. I am not a Twinkie.
Yeah.
What are the red flags in a relationship? How can you tell when something's wrong? What to look out for?
One of the biggest red flags happens to be projection.
Okay, projection, psychological projection is a concept that comes from Sigmund Freud. I was going to say my Freud impersonation sounded a lot like my gypsy accent.
Give me your tears,
Tell me
gypsy
about
woman.
your mother. Short version, projection is sort of a type of psychological confession. Psychological projection is like an externalization of our emotional state. You're projecting them onto other people so that other people can carry your flaws. Emotional displacement.
This place or that place. You take your stuff that you may actually be doing or thinking and put it onto somebody else. This is a way for you to protect yourself from your stuff by putting it on other people, putting it outside of you, because the mind is wired to avoid pain. Because these are painful things on the inside of your mind, you try to get them as far away from you as possible, which means everybody around you.
Projection can go both ways. You might be the person listening right now that is the one projecting, or your partner might be projecting. We project in the positive and the negative, so we're going to go over a couple different ways that it can show up. Right. Just because your partner is accusing you of something doesn't always mean that they're doing that. So it's not a black and white thing. This could really mean that they're insecure about something in their past hurt. If you were on the receiving end of the accusation and you know that you haven't done anything wrong, if you're scrambling to defend yourself, and prove yourself that you're doing nothing, you might get so caught up in the emotion of proving yourself that you're innocent or you did nothing wrong that you might be missing what's actually happening.
The red flag.
The smoke screen.
That's the thing with the projections and the deflections and things like that, is they want to create a reaction in you subconsciously. If you start reacting, they don't have to look at their stuff.
But if you haven't done anything wrong and you just are calm and don't take it personally, don't try to prove, you can kind of see the truth of the situation easily. More easily, is this person projecting, or are they just insecure? You can work on not being offended and taking it personally.
This is what we call staying neutral.
The partner is not projecting. You can work on healing together.
Or you can see more clearly whether they really have an issue that they're putting on you, projecting.
Flip side of that is if you yourself are hiding some ill intentions, or if you've got something going on that you've rationalized and your partner is accusing you, you might want to go, do a little bit of self-evaluation and see, what's your part in this.
The biggest key when you're being accused is stop reacting. Stop reacting, stop getting on defense, and look at the situation. Because if you're in that state of neutral, you can more clearly see whether your partner is hiding something, red flag, or whether your partner has actually got an insecurity, something that they're working through. Okay? You can't see it if you're in reaction state. You're fine, you're fine, you know that there's no real issue. You can more clearly see.
In the last couple of months of this relationship, it was actually in like the last week, things had cooled off. We hadn't been intimate. We had stopped. It was like drifting apart. In a moment of anger, and was like, how could you go like 3 weeks without, And I went, well, I've actually gone like 3 months. And because I was already sort of drifting away in the relationship and getting really neutral, it was like a big red flag. I went, I know that I'm innocent of, off camera, David said, you can say the word sex on camera, right? I went, okay, so gone without sex. This conversation is about sex, if anybody didn't get that. I know if I've been shut down for a while, I'm like, big red flag for you, dude. What?
Maybe somebody else wasn't shut down.
So I took a look and I was like, okay, that's like...
At least had sex on the brain. And if one person's got sex on the brain while you're drifting apart,
So, like we said, projection can be positive or negative, and it's like a form of psychological confession.
Yeah.
The simplest form of projection is the assumption.
Assumption that other people are like you. And in the wild, this is a pack mentality because you want to be around your pack. You end up, at least in your mind, creating these other people as your pack. They're similar to you. They're the same as you.
So you assume other people are going to have the same emotional reactions. Projection that is common is the he, she hates me. Like they hate
Every
me.
he, she hates me.
He hates me, she hates me. It shows you that the person has sort of an inner self-hatred or inner self-loathing, so that instead of looking at the self-loathing and the self-hatred...
And loathing does not mean loving. Word loathing, by the way, is pretty much the opposite of loving.
Pretty much. So it's
Like,
showing you that. So the person might, with the he, she hates me, they hate me, might be showing you they have some part of themselves they hate, or they really don't like that person.
Creating a passive-aggressive way to say, I don't like you.
Right, but it takes the bad guy off of them by saying
Right.
they hate me.
And we get into the he, she is ugly, fat, inner insecurity of what you feel.
So this is about your body self-image. If you're slut shaming, it's about insecurity about your sexuality. It's about your own insecurity with your sexuality, your body image. Do you feel ugly? I want to make a point like we did before. There's projections and then there's observations. Like that person's a little overweight. There's a difference between, you know what I mean?
Any person who is secure within themselves doesn't need to throw stuff on somebody else.
It's about if you're slut shaming, maliciously slut shaming
or
somebody,
body shaming,
there's an issue probably with you. If you're observing a behavior in another person objectively, then you have to look at the deeper impulses and your intention of your statements.
Right.
So,
because honestly, even somebody who's secure in themselves won't even need to observe a perceived weakness in another person. They're not going to call out a weakness if they're secure in themselves.
it's just like, oh, they're doing what they're doing. That's their choice. So next kind of projection is I feel uncomfortable around those people.
That person makes me uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable around bunches of people for long periods of time. This can be saying that you're feeling insecure about yourself, about I don't think I can maintain a positive self-projection or fit in for long periods of time.
I can fake it for a little while, but you know, I can't spend too much time around other people because they might see the real me.
That I'm faking it. So it could be projecting insecurity.
Another element to this, another aspect of this is certain successful people make me uncomfortable. And that's an insecurity on your success. He, she doesn't deserve success. I do the same stuff and I'm not successful.
Right. So it could be that you are feeling insecure and not very successful. And confession time, this is one of my personal projections that I have been known to use through my life.
If I can do it,
they can do it. That assumes that everybody has the same level of capacity in the same things. We all have different capacities and needs and wants and desires. So the I can do it, you can do it. That assumption can get you frustrated. That projection can get you
because
frustrated
you're not
with other
seeing
people.
where they actually are.
And where people want to be and where they need to be.
For that, more importantly, it's if you're neutral, you can see where they're choosing to be versus their potential.
It's not even about choice and potential. It's about what they want for their life.
And when we're talking about potential, in this case, we're talking about your version of their potential versus their version of their potential. You're blinded, putting your potential on them. You can't see that they're achieving their potential. They're amazingly successful at what they're choosing to do.
And the last one, obviously, we save for last. Obviously, we saved the last one for
Obviously, the last
is,
one
are you cheating on the whole accusing the other person of cheating?
There's a difference between having an insecurity because you've been hurt in the past and projecting over and over and over and over. The insecurity gets blown way out of proportion and it becomes accusatory. It goes from trying to understand what's going on to an accusatory. That's a red flag.
I think the red flag comes up is when it's chronic. Projection keeps happening over and over and over.
You're cheating with this person, this person, this person, whomever you happen to be with, you're cheating with. You're hanging out with the Dalai Lama.
You must be cheating with him.
Yep.
I had an ex like that. Oh my goodness. I couldn't move. I mean, it got to the point in this old relationship where I was building a business and every male person that I would network with, it was like,
you're cheating.
It was like, and my ex was like, they just want to sleep with you. And I'm like,
they all want to sleep with you.
I'm like, no, I think they just want to have it. Well, I think
Maybe they just want to buy carpet.
I think they just wanted to place an order. I think that was all it was. Okay. Okay. So the point is that we don't want anybody to slip into paranoia, which is really easy to do when you're like, are they projecting? Are they projecting? They might just be observing something. Become paranoid about every little thing your partner says until it starts to become
a pattern.
A chronic behavior, a chronic pattern. So that's when you got to look for the red flag.
Thank you guys for watching once again. Another edition of Bitted Diaries. Be sure to subscribe, comment, share, like, and share with your friends.
My right is having a harder time. My right wants to do this.
Live long and rock on.